What in the world would...
Mr. Henry, a gentleman wants to see you very particular. He's been sent on from Wimpole Street.
Oh, I can't be bothered with anybody right now. Who is it?
Mr. Doolittle, sir.
Doolittle? Do you mean the dustman?
Dustman? No, sir. He's a gentleman.
By George, it's some relative of hers that she's gone to. Somebody we know nothing about. Send him up, quick.
Yes, sir.
Genteel relatives. Now we shall hear something.
Do you know any of her people? Only her father, the fellow we told you about.
I don't know. Eliza never mentioned any other relative to me. Did she to you?
No, she uttered nothing to me.
Mr. Doolittle.
See here. Do you see this? You've done this.
Done what, man?
This I tell ya. Look at this hat. Huh? Look at this coat.
Has Eliza been buying you clothes?
Liza, not she. Why would she buy me clothes?
Good morning, Mr. Doolittle. Won't you sit down?
Oh, asking your pardon, ma'am. Thank you. Oh, I am that full of what has happened to me. I can't think of anything else.
What the dickens has happened
But I
to you?
shouldn't mind if it only happened to me. Anything can happen to anybody. And nobody to blame but Providence, as you might say. But this is something you've done to me. Yes, you, Henry Higgins.
Have you found Eliza?
What? Have you lost her?
Yes.
You have all the luck you have. I ain't found her. Well, she'll find me quick enough after what you've done to me.
But what has my son done to you, Mr. Doolittle?
Done to me? Ruins me. Destroyed my happiness. Tied me up and delivered me into the hands of middle-class morality.
You're raving, you're drunk, you're mad. I gave you £5. After that I had 2 conversations with you at half a crown an hour. I haven't seen you since.
Drunk. Am I? Mad? Am I? Tell me this. Did you or did you not write to an old plier in America that was given 5 millions to form world reform societies all over the world and wanted you to invent a universal language for him?
What, Ezra D. Warner, fella? He's dead.
Yes, he's dead. And I'm done for. Now, did you or did you not write to him to say that the most original moralist at present in England, to the best of your knowledge, was Alfred Doolittle, a common dustman?
Oh, after your first visit I may have made some silly joke of the kind.
You might as well call it a silly joke. It put the lid on me right enough. Just give him the chance he wanted. To show that Americans are not like us. That they recognize and respect merit in all class of life, however humble. Them words are in his blooming will. To which, thanks to you, Henry Higgins, and your silly joking, he leaves me a share of his pre-digested cheese trust worth $3,000 a year on condition that I lecture for his Waterfeller Moral Reform World League as often as they ask me, up to 6 times a year.
Devil he does. What a lark.
A same thing for you, Doolittle. They won't ask you twice.
Well, it's not the lecturing I want. I'll lecture him till they're blue in the face, I will, and not turn an air. It's making a gentleman of me I object to. Who asked them to make a gentleman of me? I was happy. I was free. I touched everybody for money when I wanted it, same as I touched you, Henry Higgins. Now I'm worrited, tied neck and heels, and everybody touches me for money. It's a fine thing for you, says my solicitor. Is it? Says I. You mean it's a good thing for you, I says. When I was a poor man, I had a solicitor once. They found a pram in the dust cart. Well, he got me off. And then got shut off me. And then got me shut off him as quick as he could. And same with the doctors, which shoved me out of hospital before I could stand on my own legs. And nothing to pay. Now they find out I'm not a healthy man. And I can't live unless they looked after me twice a day. In the house, I'm not allowed to touch a hand's turn for myself. Somebody else must do it for me. And touch me for it. A year ago, I didn't have a relative in the world word, except 2 or 3 who wouldn't speak to me. No, I'm 50, and not a decent week's wages among the lot of them. I must live for everyone, and not for myself. That is middle-class morality. You talk about losing Eliza. Don't be so anxious. I bet she's at my doorstep by this. She that can support herself by selling flowers, huh? If I wasn't respectable. And the next one to touch me will be you, Henry Higgins. I'll have to learn to speak middle-class language from you, instead of speaking proper English. Yes. Yeah, that's where you'll come in. And I dare say that's what you've done it for.
But my dear Mr. Doolittle, you need not suffer all this if you really are in earnest. Nobody can force you to accept this bequest. You can repudiate it. Isn't that so, Colonel Pickering?
I believe so.
That's the tragedy of it, Mum. You know, it's easy to say chuck it, but I haven't the nerve. Which one of us has? We're all intimidated. Intimidated, Mum. That's what we are. What is there for me? Huh? If I chuck it? But the workhouse at my old age. I have to dye my hair already just to keep my job as a dustman. But if I was one of the deserving poor, and had put by a bit, I could chuck it. But then why should I? Because the deserving poor might as well all be millionaires for the happiness they ever has. They don't know what happiness is. But I, one of the undeserving poor, have nothing but this here blasted $3,000 a year, which has shoved me into the middle class. Forgive my expression, Mum. You'd use the same if you had my provocation. They get you at every turn, you see. It's a choice between the skilly of the workhouse or the sharpness of the middle class. And I haven't the nerve for the workhouse. Intimidated, Mum. That's what I am. Broke, brought up, happier men than me will call for my dust and touch me for their tip. And I shall look on, helpless, and envy them. And that is what your son has put me to!
Well, I'm certainly glad you're not going to do anything foolish, Mr. Doolittle. Well, this solves the problem of Eliza's future. You can provide for her now.
Yes, I must provide for everyone now. I know $3,000 a year.
He can't provide for her, and he shan't provide for her. She doesn't belong to him. Doolittle, either you're an honest man or a rogue.
A little of both, Henry. Like the rest of us, a little of both.
Well, you took